Good morning students. In previous video we have discussed about cultural heritage of India, sculpture and architecture, in which we have discussed the main difference between sculpture and architecture is in a sculpture there is a given a facial expression by artist. Means whenever you see the culture, then you will find that there is a living thing, such look like a living thing. Means artist gave us some facial expression to the sculpture. But whenever you construct mosque, temple, minarets, etc., would be considered into architecture. In terms, simply we made our house or home, it is also included in this architecture. So main difference between architecture and sculpture is, in a sculpture artist gave a facial expression by a chisel and hammer, but in a architecture there is a no facial expression or a no look like a living thing. So this is the main difference between sculpture and architecture. Next, we have also discussed about some town planning, in which we have discussed three types of town planning, or ancient people divided this town planning into three types. First, town of or fort of ruler, it is also known as a citadel. Second is a town of administration or administrative people, and third one is a town or a home or house of a common people. So these three things we have already discussed in our previous lecture. Then we have studied about Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Question will be came to like that, why this Indus Valley civilization is also known as a Harappan civilization. So we have discussed that in 1921, firstly Dayaram Sahani was found at Harappa in 1921. So first place Harappa was found, that's why it is also given name as a Harappan civilization. Second is also given name as a Indus Valley civilization. Why? Because the most of culture or remains was developed in a Indus Valley region or a Sapta Sindhu region. That's why it is also known as a Indus Valley civilization. In Mohenjo-daro was discovered or excavated in 1922 after the 1 year of a Harappan civilization. So which is the important feature of this Mohenjo-daro is, we have discussed that whenever asked this question in exam, so the important feature or main feature of Mohenjo-daro is a drainage system. While one important place, Lothal, we have discussed that in a Lothal has developed one port. So we can say that at that time Lothal was a very rich port, because they trade with another country, means they were doing a export and import business at that time or an ancient time. So the Lothal people developed one dockyard. So means you have to remember two things in that Mohenjo-daro important feature is drainage system, and Lothal important feature is a dockyard. And today we are going to discuss about stoop or a stupa. So what is the definition of a stupa? This is the picture of a stupa of a Sanchi. So definition is like that: remains of a Lord Buddha, the remains of a Lord Buddha were kept in the middle of the oval shape. It is known as a stupa. ओके, मीन्स जो रिमेन्स है बुद्धा के उसको बीच में रख के उसके जो बिसाइड आजू बाजू है वहाँ पे एक ओवल टाइप की एक वॉल बनाते हैं. मोस्टली दे मेड अप विथ ब्रिक्स. सो इट इज़ द डेफिनेशन ऑफ अ स्तूपा. एंड most important or one of the famous stupa name is a stupa of Sanchi, which is located in Madhya Pradesh, and this stupa of Sanchi was built by a great emperor Ashoka. Okay, this stupa of Sanchi was built by a great emperor Ashoka. So there is a some definition of a stupa which is oftenly asked in a exam, like a Medhi, Harmika and Pradakshina path. So what is this definition? We will see one by one. First is a Medhi, second Harmika, and third is a Pradakshina path. So first is a Harmika. The railing around the top of the oval shaped stupa is called a Harmika. Means this is oval shaped structure, and the top of the oval shaped structure means here in your textbook in picture you can see that in a oval shaped structure the railing around the top of the oval, railing means from which you can do a pradakshina. So this is the railing around the top of the oval shaped stupa is called as a Harmika. Once again, the railing around the top of the oval shaped stupa is called as a Harmika. This definition you have to remember because frequently asked out of this 4 board asked question on this. Second is a Medhi. Elevated circular path around stupa is known as a Medhi, which is used for a Pradakshina. So suppose this is a oval shaped structure. Here in middle Lord Buddha's remains were kept, and elevated circular path around stupa. Elevated means they had given some height, means this elevated path is on some height, and this elevated circular path around stupa is known as a Medhi, which is used for a mostly Pradakshina. Third is a Pradakshina path. So a slightly elevated circular path around the temple or place of worship is called a Pradakshina. So when you read for first time, then you will found that Harmika, Medhi and a Pradakshina path definition is almost the same, but main difference is Harmika is at the top of the stupa. Harmika is located at the top of this stupa, while Medhi, this Medhi is located on a elevated circular path, means there is a given some height, and a Pradakshina path is located in a slightly elevated circular path, means जो प्रदक्षिणा पथ है उसकी मोस्टली जो हाइट है वो मेधी और हर्मिका से कम होगी. ओके, दिस इज प्रदक्षिणा path. Pradakshina is done in a such way that place of worship is always to the right side. And last one is a Toran. We all have familiar with this word toran. Toran means a gateway that is built on a too high pillar. Means here is a toran which is built on a first pillar and a second pillar. Okay, toran means a gateway, means the people can enter from this side. So this is the gateway that is built on a too high pillar with artistic horizontal beam. This artistic means they have carved something on these pillars. That's why it is written in line that artistic horizontal beam. The devotees use this toran as an entrance. Means the जो डिवोटी है वो लोग इस तोरण को एज अ एंट्रांस के रूप में यूज करते हैं. ओके, वंस अगेन तोरण इज द एंट्रेंस ऑफ द स्तूपा. सेकंड, प्रदक्षिणा पाथ जो यहाँ पे होगा. थर्ड, मेधी प्रदक्षिणा से थोड़ा ऊपर एंड हर्मिका सबसे ऊपर. सो दिस इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ अ definition related to the stupa which you have to remember for your exam. Next is a pillar inscription. We have studied a stupa, now is a pillar inscription. Stone inscription were made from a single rock. Okay, stone inscription were mostly made up from a single rock. So stone inscription carved out by a religious order of Emperor Ashoka. Okay, mostly this stone or a pillar inscription was mostly carved out by a religious order. Means ruler of a particular era. Means suppose we have taken example of Ashoka. Ashoka gave religious order to their artists to done this type of pillar inscription, in which the artist mostly written the very famous thing about mostly ruler. However, this ruler means ruler कितना भी बैड होगा, जो उसने कुछ भी अच्छा काम नहीं किया होगा, फिर भी ऐसे टाइप के पिलर इंस्क्रिप्शन जहाँ पे जो आर्टिस्ट है वो खूब अच्छी चीज़ लिखते हैं पर्टिकुलर रूलर के बारे में. मीन्स दिस स्टोन इंस्क्रिप्शन carved out by the religious order, mostly religious order or a emperor. Means here is given an example of Ashoka. Next, they were polished so well that they gleamed, shined. Means the whatever the pillar or stone which is used by a particular ruler, that is very much polished, that's why they gleamed. Means the people, whatever written on this pillar, people can easily read out because of this sign. Third, such pillars were erected in, this is not important for the exam, Ambala, Meerut, Allahabad, Sarnath, Loria near Nandangan, Sanchi, Kashi, Patna and Bodhi Vruks near Bodh Gaya, which is this Bodh Gaya is located in Bihar. And most important for your exam, pillar inscription were carved out in which script? So answer is a pillar inscription were carved out in a Brahmi script. So you have to remember in pillar inscription only one thing, pillar inscription were carved out in a which script? So answer is a Brahmi script. Next, pillar at Sarnath. Next topic is pillar at Sarnath. Sarnath pillar the stone inscription at Sarnath is the best specimen of a sculpture. Here shows picture of this Sarnath pillar. The pillar has a 4 line facing 4 direction, means north, south, east and west. In picture you can see only a 3 line, but once suppose one is here, so other one is a back side of this line and 2 in a particular east and west direction. So pillar has a 4 line facing 4 डायरेक्शन। सारनाथ प्रीचिंग मीन्स कोई भी जो पर्टिकुलर संत है, जैसे कि लॉर्ड बुद्धा, तो उन्होंने प्रीच मीन्स जो उपदेश दिया होगा लोगों को, वो वहाँ पे है। सारनाथ इज अ प्रीचिंग प्लेस ऑफ अ लॉर्ड बुद्धा इन विच लॉर्ड बुद्धा गेव द फर्स्ट प्रीचिंग टू देयर डिवोटी। सो धर्म chakras are carved out below the lion image. Here is a dharma chakra carved out below the lion image. This chakra indicate triumph of a religion. Dharma chakra, dharma means religion. So this dharma chakra name suggests that chakra is indicate triumph of a religion, means dharma का विजय दिखाता है. Next, that is why it is called a dharma chakra. We have discussed that why it is also given name as a dharma chakra. Apart from this, it has sculpture of a elephant here, elephant, horse and a bullock. Okay, it has a also a sculpture of elephant, horse and a bullock. This chakra has been placed in the national flag of a republic, India. Most important line for your exam. Next, image of a 4 lions have been placed as our national emblem. So the dharma chakra has been placed in our national flag, and images of a 4 lions have been placed as our national emblem. This is considered to be one of the best specimen of sculpture of the world, and this is also carved out by a Ashoka, or you can say a great Ashoka. So this is important lion image of Sarnath. Next is a stone inscription. So one thing, whatever we study in this lecture or in a next lecture is mostly important for your MCQ, one liner or a mostly in a blank or objective purpose. No big question, 2 or 3 marks or 4 mark question will be come out from this portion. So you can also, whenever you see this video, you can also underline the important thing which I have already mentioned here for you. Next is we have seen the stone pillar inscription. Next is a stone inscription. So what is stone inscription said? We will see. Stone inscriptions carved out by religious order or emperor Ashoka, like pillar inscription. This stone inscription carved out by religious order or emperor, mostly Ashoka. Ashoka are the best specimens of engraving on a stone, means whatever the preach or whatever ruler want to say to the people, means simply a preach or a good things were written on the particular stone. Wooden art, stone sculpting show an excellent specimen of art of architecture. Next, along with erections of pillar of wood and stone, beautiful arches are engraved on the door. Means suppose this is a one stone in which some preaching or a good things, whatever the ruler want to say to the people is engraved or erect. Erect means उस पे लिखना, उसने जो भी इधर लिखा है वो उसके बाहर, means the main, at the main entrance there is a some arches. Arches means उसको simply हम तोरण भी बोल सकते हैं. Okay, this तोरण is also made up from the stone and also written some, means you can say also they have been carved or carved out some important things in these arches. Okay. Next, which stress religious behavior, means whatever the carved out on this arches, means it is believed that the ruler is very well known for this religious preference. मीन्स जो रूलर है वो धर्म को ज़्यादा रेफरेंस दे रहा है. सच स्टोन इंस्क्रिप्शन हैव बीन फाउंड फ्रॉम पेशावर, देहरादून. पेशावर इज लोकेटेड इन पाकिस्तान. देहरादून, थाने, मुंबई, धौली, जूनागढ़, झगुड़ा and Chennai. Such type of stone inscription has been found from the foothill of a Girnar mountain on the way of a Junagadh in Gujarat. You have to remember these only. Stone inscription is carved out in a Gujarat, in which place? So in Gujarat, Girnar, Junagadh. Other than this, Palitana Jain temple on Setrunjay mountain in Gujarat, Jain temple of Hathi Singh in Ahmedabad, which is also one cultural place of a cultural our heritage, are such stone inscription which provide complete information in Sanskrit and Gujarati language. So, what is the speciality of Ashoka's pillar or stone inscription? Means whatever or on which place this stone inscription or pillar inscription carved out, or whatever things, suppose in a stone inscription, whatever things Ashoka want to give the people or whatever language known by people, it is only written on this language also. Suppose we have seen that one stone inscription is located in Junagadh in Gujarat. So, in Gujarat, most of people know Gujarati. That's why this stone inscription is written on the Gujarati. Suppose Dholi or Thane, Mumbai. Suppose in a Thane there is a one stone inscription is there. So in a Maharashtra they have written in a Marathi language. So indirect motive is the most of people can get the idea whatever the ruler want to say to us. मीन्स जहाँ पे जो लोकल लैंग्वेज होगी उस लैंग्वेज में अशोक ने स्टोन इंस्क्रिप्शन और पिलर इंस्क्रिप्शन लिखवाए थे. और मोस्टली यू हैव टू रिमेंबर लास्ट लाइन संस्कृत है ना, मोस्टली इन गुजराती language. So this is a pillar at Sarnath, in which you have to remember only these two lines. Chakra has been placed in a national flag and image of 4 lions have been placed as our national emblem, and stone inscription, one stone inscription is in a Gujarat, in a Junagadh. Next topic. Next topic is Dravid style of art in a South India. Dravidian people, we have already studied that it is belong to the South India. Many Buddhist stupas were built in the regions near Krishna and Godavari. Means when you see the map of India, then 3 main rivers of South India. First is Godavari, second is Krishna, and third is Kaveri. Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Most of the dynasty like Satvahan, Bahamni Sultanate or Vijayanagar dynasty, whatever it is, this most of dynasties were settled on the region of this Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Okay. So many Buddhist stupa were built in the region near Krishna and Godavari river during the region of a most important question, during the region of a Satvahan king. So question be like that, the Dravid style of art or Dravid style of stupa were built by which dynasty? So answer is Satvahan. This Satvahan ruler or king, the other name of this Satvahan is Samudra ke king. Means the most of the control over the sea were captured by this Satvahan king. So most of the stupa or culture which is provided by the Satvahan kings. In the South India, mostly in a Godavari and a Krishna river. They were of a semicircle, oval, semicircle or like a oval shape, and mostly in a bell shape. Bell means like this type of shape, bell shape. Next, stupa in Nagarjun Konda and Amravati are the best specimen of a Dravid style of art. So important question is like here Nagarjun Konda and Amravati are the best specimen of which style? So there is the answer is Dravid style. Other style is also Nagar style, which we will study further. Chola king adopted Dravid style of architecture up to the great extent. So it is not important for us, but you have to remember this Dravid style and the development of this stupa in the south by which dynasty? So answer is Satvahan king. Next, art of a Gupta period. This Gupta period art either in India or in Gujarat. This Gupta period is considered to be the golden period of a cultural heritage. Golden period of cultural heritage. These things we will study in chapter number 4. Whenever you asked in a question or in an exam that which dynasty's period is considered to be the golden period of cultural heritage, so answer for India is a Gupta and answer for a Gujarat is a Solanki dynasty or a Solanki era. Okay. Next, during the Gupta period, architecture, sculpture, painting, dancing, music were flourished. Parvati temple at Jabalpur, Bhumra Shiv temple. Other name of this Bhumra Shiv temple is Bhumra, also known as a Bhumra Nagoda Shiv temple. Irans means Madhya Pradesh Narsi temple. Gop Mandir at Jamnagar. Important, Gop Mandir of Jamnagar is or was developed by which dynasty or built by which dynasty? So Gupta dynasty. Stup, Chaitya, Math, Vihar, flag and pillars are the unique example of the Gupta art. Here written also Gupta period is known as the golden period of art, which you have to remember for your one liner or a MCQ. Buddha statue at Sarnath, statue of Lord Vishnu at Mathura, statue of Mahavir Swami, caves of Udaygiri and statue of Vishnu in the form of Vara, etc. are the best specimen of the sculpture of a Gupta period. From this you have to remember only two things. First, Gop Mandir in Jamnagar during the Gupta period, and second, Gupta period is also known as the golden period of the art. Third is a cave architecture. Cave architecture is considered as a man-made place of beauty. Cave architecture is considered to be the man-made place of beauty. Caves of Ajanta and Ellora. See, there is a 3 caves, Ajanta, Ellora, and third one is Elephanta. So the caves of Ajanta, Ellora and Elephanta is located in Maharashtra. This too is located in Aurangabad district, Maharashtra, while this Elephanta caves is located from 18 to 20 kilometer from the Arabian Sea. This Ajanta Ellora caves was discovered by Adam Smith, while this Elephanta caves was discovered by a Portuguese. Whenever in 1498, whenever Portuguese came to इंडिया, देन जब वो सी में दूर से आ रहे थे तो उन्होंने केव टाइप दिख रही थी, दैट्स वाई दे गिवन नेम दिस केव एज एलिफेंटा केव्स. सो केव्स ऑफ अजंता, इलोरा at Aurangabad Elephanta caves near Mumbai, Udaygiri, Bagh near Gwalior. This cave and the location you have to remember: Bagh cave near Gwalior, Bhubaneswar near Odisha, Khandagiri and Nilgiri are the famous specimen of this cave architecture of Gupta period. So mostly you have to remember only three: Ajanta, Ellora and Elephanta. Fourth one is the Bagh cave, which is located in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Next, in Gujarat, Khambhalida, Gondal. Important question in previous year, board asked question from this portion. Khambhalida in Gujarat, Dhak, 3 caves at Junagadh, Talaja, Sana, etc. cave are also found. The cave inscription of Ashoka have been also found on the walls of 3 caves at Barbar mountain, which is 60 km away from Gaya. Not important for the exam. This describes work of charity done by Ashoka. So, which caves shows the charity done by Ashoka, or which inscription shows the charity done by Ashoka? So, answer is the cave of Barbar. Caves of Assam and Darjeeling, Sudama cave of Bihar and cave of Sita are the well-known cave architecture. Means you have to simply remember only 3 caves: Ajanta, Ellora and Elephanta. All of 3 is located in Maharashtra, but only one cave, Bagh cave, which is located in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, and Khambhalida caves, Gujarat, Dhak, Rajkot. But only these 2 important for the Gujarat perspective. Next, we will study about the cave of Gujarat. So, caves of Gujarat. First, caves at Junagadh. First, caves at Junagadh. There are 3 groups of caves in Junagadh. First, in previous we have seen 3 caves at Junagadh. 3 caves at Junagadh. First line written this: there are 3 groups of caves in Junagadh. First group of Bhaviapara caves, second caves of Upperkot, and third caves of Khapra and Kedia. First group of Bhaviapara caves. This cave is situated near Junagadh's Bhaviapara Mutt. So, mostly here Bhaviapara, so situated near Bhaviapara Mutt. So, no need to remember. They are in 3 layers intersecting each other at a right angle. They are total 16 caves. Out of them 4 are in a first line, 7 in a second line, and 5 in a third line. There is a total of 16 caves, in which in a first line there is a 5, 4 out of 16, 4 is located in a first line, 7 is in a second line, or 5 in a third line. And this cave structure is like that. The located caves either in a first, second, or a third line is intersecting at each other at a right angle. Means they made a 90-degree angle with each other. Possibly they were carved during the 1st and 2nd century. Second, caves of Upperkot. They are double storied. Means first cave has a 2 storied, first mala and second mala. They are double storied. On seeing their remains, say one can that they might have been carved during the end of 2nd century and the beginning of 4th century. So, जो ऊपरकोट के केव है वो देख के कोई भी बोल सकता है कि जो रिमेन्स से कि ये है वो 2nd सेंचुरी के एंड में और 4th सेंचुरी के स्टार्टिंग में बनी होगी, कार्विंग हुई होगी. थर्ड, केव्स ऑफ खापरा एंड कोडिया. On seeing the remains, it can be said that they were flawed caves. It might have been carved in a 3rd century there are 20 pillars and they are ruins. Now it is not important. So only you have to remember the name Bhavyapara caves, Uparkot caves and Khapra Kedia caves, which is located only in Junagadh, Gujarat. Second, caves of Khambhalida. It is discovered in 1959. They are situated at Khambhalida near Gondal. Many times board asks this question, Khambhalida caves is located in. So answer is Gondal, Gujarat. Khambhalida near Gondal, which is 70 km away from Rajkot. Three of them are remarkable. Chaitya Group with stupa is situated in the middle cave. What is Chaitya Vihar? We will study further in a next lecture. But Chaitya Group with stup is situated in the middle cave. Figures of a Bodhisattva and statue of devotee. Important figures of a Bodhisattva and statue of devotee are standing on both sides of an entrance path supported by a tree. So, figure of Bodhisattva can be found from which caves? So, answer is Khambhalida caves, which is located in Gondal, and they are of belong to the 2nd or 3rd century. Talaja cave, mountain of Talaja situated near the mouth of Setrunji river in Bhavnagar district Bhavnagar river Setrunji and Talaja caves located here in Bhavnagar district. It is famous as pilgrim of Taldhwaj Giri. It is famous as a pilgrim of Taldhwaj Giri. This Talaja cave is famous because of one pilgrim named Taldhwaj Giri. 30 caves have been carved from stone with a huge gates. 30 caves has been carved. Abhal Mandap and Chaitya Group are the best example from sculpture and protection point of view. So, Abhal Mandap or other name of this Abhal Mandap is a Sabha Khand in which pilgrims or devotees can worshipping their particular god. So, Abhal Mandap is located in which cave? So, answer is Talaja caves. Abhal Mandap and Chaitya Group are the best example from a sculpture and protection point. This Talaja caves architecture of Buddhist is belong to the 3rd century. Next, Sana caves. This group of cave is situated on the top of Sana mountain in Vakya village, Una Taluka, Gir Somnath district. You have to remember only Sana caves is located in Gir Somnath district, Una Taluka. These caves are spread on Sana mountain like a beehive. जैसे मधुमक्खी होती है उसी तरह ये सभी आजू बाजू में ही caves है like a beehive. Second, next, Dhak cave. Dhak Giri is situated in a Dhak village of Upleta Taluka at Rajkot district. This Dhak Giri or Dhak cave is located in Upleta Taluka, Rajkot. It is considered that they might have been built in the beginning of 4th century. Not important for us in when this built or remains have been found. Only we have to remember the cave name and in which district this is located. Next, Jinjuri Zar. These are many Buddhist caves in west of Dhak, about 7 km from Sitsar in the valley of Jinjuri Zar. It is considered that they might have been built in the 2nd century. Okay, so this is also located in Rajkot. And last, second last, Khapra Kodia caves at Kutch. Khapra Kodia caves at Kutch. So, Khapra Kodia's K and Kutch K is very similar, so you can remember easily. These caves are situated on the top of a mountain near Old Pathgad in Lakhpat Taluka of Kutch. Means in a Lakhpat Taluka of Kutch, this caves is located. There are two caves. These are discovered by K. K. Shastri in 1967. So, you can remember these things and you have to remember this. K.K. Shastri. Listen very easily, you can remember that. Khapra, Kodias, K.K., Kutch, K, and also the discovered by a K.K. Shastri. So mostly you have to remember Khapra, Kodia, Kutch, K.K. Shastri. Next, caves at a Kadiya Dungar. Most important for your exam, Kadiyo Dungar, which is located in a Bharuch. There are 3 caves in Kadiya Dungar at Jhagadia Taluka in Bharuch district. So Kadiyo Dungar is located in a Jhagadia Taluka, Bharuch district. These are the best old architecture specimen of a Buddhist religion. Best old architecture specimen of Buddhist religions can be found from the Kadiyo Dungar. Architecture of these caves is marvelous. Means the architecture which is carved on this cave is a very marvelous. An 11 feet high statue of a lion with 2 bodies and 1 mouth in a form of pillar has been carved, which is a single rock. Means whenever you enter in this Kadiyo Dungar, then Kadiyo Dungar is one type of a cave. So you can found 2 animal is like a toran at a entrance. So Kadiyo Dungar, Bharuch district, Jhagadia Taluka, Khapra Kodia, Kutch, K.K. Shastri. Jinjuri, Jhar is located in Jhar, Rajkot. Dhak cave is located in Rajkot district, and Sana caves is in Gir Somnath. So you have to remember only cave name and where this cave is located. So you have to remember only 2 things, location and cave name. So this is the end of our video. In next lecture we will discuss from this chariot temple.